I moved a few more things around in my room, but now I'm positioned directly under this light, and the shadows on my face make me seem like I'm sitting in an interrogation chamber from LA Noire. Looks like that scene from The Dark Knight when Batman keeps hitting the Joker's head on the table. I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but for now it's going to have to do. I'm just going to be looking a little odd here. Last year, I was talking about an ongoing situation with an obsessed Twitch viewer that ended up taking a 700-mile journey like he was going down the Oregon Trail, fording rivers and battling dysentery, to arrive at a Twitch streamer's house he was obsessed with, her name is Just Foxy, to light her car on fire, and seemingly trying to light the entire house on fire because this was a blazing inferno. It was a big fire. Now, at the time, there was a lot of information still unknown. All we had was some of the surveillance camera footage, which I'll briefly show you. But I just learned 10 days ago, a YouTube channel called Midwest Safety posted the entire body cam of the situation as well as that Twitch chatter's arrest.
On my car, on the hood, and some pot. And he lit something sticking out of it and walked away casually, like he didn't do anything. The next clip after that was the front end of my car engulfed in flames. The firefighters came very quickly, and I'm very thankful for that because the fire spread to the fence and burnt the side of my house as well.
Now, at the time, we didn't know too much about the individual behind it, but now, a year later, I know more about this guy than I do some of my own cousins. So his name is Farhan Jami. He has been arrested, and we know his fate. Spoiler alert, it's a prison sentence. And we have the body cam footage where he is looking like a pathetic fucking goober. But before showing you the body cam footage, I'll go ahead and tell you what the motivation was, because I imagine a lot of you were able to piece it together, kind of sniff it out. He was one of Just Foxy's big donators. He had apparently donated a lot of money over a period of time, and then found out she had a boyfriend, and was so upset by that he flew out to her area, then drove to her house to set her car on fire as a way of getting revenge.
The suspect, wearing a loose-fitting pair of lighter-colored sweatpants, latex gloves, a darker-colored shirt, a hat, and a mask, sets a box-shaped object on the vehicle. He then sets another object on top of it with a fuse-like wire sticking out of it. The suspect lights it with a lighter and walks away, which leads to the entire front end of the vehicle being engulfed in flames.
Here's the director's cut of the arson, and you get a good look at him and the device that he made. Dude made a goddamn Fortnite gadget here for this fire. He made a certified whatchamahooza. It's like a fucking kids next door contraption for this fire. It's like a bucket and a fuse and a brick, and then he sets it on fire and it burns the whole car down and spreads a bit to the house.
This officer, as well as many others in the area, both on foot and patrolling in their vehicles, all begin to look for any suspicious people in the vicinity. 10 minutes later, officers find a vehicle parked on the side of the road, only about 2 minutes away from the crime scene.
What's going on?
Not exactly a criminal super genius here, not the mastermind you'd read about from like a comic book. So the guy commits this crime, and then he drives 2 minutes away from the scene of the crime and takes a bit of a snooze, or at least pretends to sleep. You don't expect a lot of intelligence from some deranged lunatic like this, but you would expect someone that just committed a serious felony to at least have the wherewithal to drive further away. But instead, he just stays at the scene of the crime, basically, and just tries to catch some Z's. Maybe he was just so satisfied with himself that he just needed to pass out for some wet dreams. Like, I don't know what the thought process could have possibly been, but that's him. He was parked just 2 minutes away from this place in the same neighborhood.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. Just wanted to rest up a little bit. I have a long drive.
Why are you doing it out here?
No reason.
Hey, keep your hand up.
I'm just putting my seat up.
Well, keep your hands up. Where do you live?
I'm from New York.
You're from New York?
Yeah.
What are you doing out here?
Just came to visit a friend, really.
Where's the friend live?
Down in Cincinnati, but he's working, like, doing some construction over here.
This guy's a smooth talker. He's got the silver tongue here. He's weaving some very intricate lies. I'm here visiting a friend. That's really kind of the best he's got for that. So why are you sleeping in a random neighborhood if you're here to visit a friend? It's just so good that he happens to be a fucking giant turbo idiot. Because he gets caught immediately. Thank heavens. He didn't get away with this crime at all. And this whole scenario with him only gets even more ridiculous. He is so fucking stupid, it is shocking.
So why did you decide to just pull off in a neighborhood to sleep? I'm so confused.
Because I drove 40 miles here, and I literally came like an hour ago, and I was like shot, and so I just needed to knock out.
So you just pull off into a random neighborhood?
Yeah, I mean, it was right off of the street, whatever it is. I really didn't know where to go. And I'm sorry if like they called the cops or something, because they probably thought I was, I don't know, doing something weird here. But I swear, like, I'm not doing anything crazy out of left field or anything.
You mind if we search the car?
No, please, go for it.
He might actually be the worst liar ever. Playing Among Us with this guy must have been just the freest dubs of all time. He cannot spin a coherent story even slightly, and everything he says gets proven wrong within 10 minutes. It's the quickest speed run I've seen for someone's lies getting debunked in a body cam.
The reason why I ask is because there was somebody who set a car on fire.
Who set a car on fire?
Yes.
Like, what do you mean? Like, how do you set a car on fire?
They set the car on fire.
Like they lit the gas tank?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Jiminy Christmas. What do you mean they set a car on fire? How do you even do that? Is that even possible? Can cars even be on fire? Like what did he do? Like set the gas on fire? The gas tank? Oh, goodness gracious. Ooh, wow, that's not good. Like, what, you telling me, like, maybe put, like, a box on the hood with a bucket on top and a fuse and then lit that on fire, which burned the whole car down, and the car happened to belong to a Twitch streamer or something? Like something like that? That's crazy shit. Whew. Some people, am I right, officer? We gotta be careful. There's psychos out there. Fist bump. Like, this is not even a human way of reacting to something. He is an actual NPC. He's trying so hard to be, like, surprised by it that it gets into, like, fucking Neil Breen level acting. Like, this right here is, something you'd see from Tommy Wiseau's The Room. Oh, geez, how's your sex life? It's so odd, and I feel like the officer immediately knew right then and there, like, yeah, this is the guy. Who would possibly respond to this information like that?
I came because I landed at CVG, and I drove, it's like 40 miles, and I was already shot from the freaking flight.
So where does your friend live?
Somewhere like down there, but he works up here. But no, like something like that. I honestly just made the first right off that road, made the first right because I was like, yo, I need a place to just knock out for 30 minutes, and it ended up being a few hours. But yeah, I wasn't trying to hurt anybody here.
This officer has now sent a picture from the surveillance footage that shows the suspect, so he can compare it to this man they're investigating.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's good. Yeah, my friend, he's like down over there. I was up over here and then got all scrambled around, and then I just got a little sleepy, so I pulled on over into this neighborhood to take a little 30-minute nap, turned into a few hours. Oh, also, this guy, Goofball, he openly just said multiple times the officers can search his car if they'd like. So obviously they were going to, and they found some pretty incriminating stuff. And then the officers get sent a picture from the surveillance camera, and now they have a picture of the guy in the act of the crime, and they have the guy right there. So now they can look at that picture and look at the guy and see if they match up. And guess what? They match up pretty well.
It's about the same outfit. I want to see if there's a mask in here.
Here's your COVID mask.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got a lighter in here. He's got a torch lighter. Yeah, there's a torch lighter and a blue COVID mask in the center console. There's no luggage. There's no backpack.
Yeah, there's no hat.
It's not the hardest game of Where's Waldo when you have the picture of the guy committing the crime and a guy that looks exactly like it standing in front of you. He's wearing the exact same outfit. And in the car, after getting permission from the guy, to search the car, they find a COVID mask as well, which also fits the disguise that the criminal was wearing. The only thing they don't find is a hat. But it's not like the hat is a fucking mask from Mission Impossible where it fully hides his identity. It's not exactly, you know, concealing who he is. You know, it'd be like me putting these glasses on and people going like, where the fuck did Charlie go? He just vanished. Who is that? Who's sitting in his seat right now? You know, like the hat isn't enough for officers to be like, yeah, it can't be the same guy. He's not wearing a hat. Must be someone else. He must have gone the other way. We got the wrong guy here. But they do still do their due diligence in finding the hat in order to 100% put this in the books that they know they have the right guy.
He's got a beard, sure. He's got the same clothing, he's got the reflective shoes, everything.
Situation down the street where you lit something that caught on fire.
No.
I'm gonna point blank ask you.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. I understand that you're over here visiting friends, but you parked over here for a reason. Is there anything else you want to tell me?
It's not me.
That's not you?
No.
It sure looks like you and everything you're wearing.
It's not me.
That's not you, huh? Look a little closely.
His poker face is too strong. Even when confronted with the overwhelming evidence, they even show him a picture of himself. He goes, nope, that's not me. It's actually that scene from SpongeBob with Man Ray and Patrick when it came to Man Ray giving Patrick's wallet back.
While searching the area around the suspect's car, officers found multiple plastic bags with a hat, multiple sets of latex gloves, and another mask within them, not even 10 feet away from the vehicle, underneath a pine tree.
Got his gloves and everything. Yep.
Holy shit, how did they even find that? It was so well hidden. It was like finding the One Piece. Ferran did an extraordinary job of burying the evidence by putting it 10 feet away from his car next to a tree. You could have probably seen that by accident just by looking at his car. It was that close to it in plain sight. So they found the hat and everything else that was used in the crime. And so they take it to Ferran saying like, hey man, we found the bag that you tried to hide. Do you want to just confess to it now, or do we have to keep playing this game? Are we still going to go through this song and dance?
Can you explain why no more than 10 feet from your car is a hat that matches the exact picture from the suspect in the video?
I can't, but
Are your fingerprints going to be on that bag?
maybe, I don't know.
Is your DNA going to be in that hat?
It shouldn't.
Okay, so there's no way your DNA can be in that hat. So when we test it, we're not going to find your DNA in there.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't, no.
Okay. I guess I'm a little confused. This is a pretty random, off-the-beaten path area.
I did see people walking around it.
Okay, this is a very random area to be.
Just when you thought the chess master was caught in between a rock and a hard place in a checkmate position, he flips the board around on you. You see, he just cooked up a really smart story here. Just so you know, I did see people walking around here. That's good. We never even stopped to think that he could be being framed by people that happen to be walking around this neighborhood at 3 a.m. That is food for thought. We might need to play with that narrative here, that storyline. Actually, I do kind of want to toy with that a little bit. I want to slap the cheeks around on it. Let's experiment here. So you mean to tell me that the criminal in the video that you have seen, that's not you. There just happens to be another person of the exact same build, wearing the exact same clothing that you're wearing, with the exact same beard, with the exact same hair. The only difference is they had their COVID mask on instead of in the center console, and they had a hat. And the real criminal, your doppelganger, was also happening to be walking around at 3 a.m. in the same neighborhood that you decided to randomly park in to take a nap while visiting your imaginary friend. That's the story you're trying to sell me on right here.
Yes. Now look, when I was asleep, somebody might have come thrown a bag there. I don't know.
We'll be back with you in a bit, okay?
I got pretty much everything over here that says you got gloves and a mask. In the other bag, you have gloves, a receipt, a mask, something else, and a hat. So this is everything he was wearing.
So they've got pretty much everything here, and yet there is still more that they gather to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's this guy. They not only have everything he was wearing and everything he used, despite him saying that his DNA shouldn't be on there, which, by the way, isn't even him saying it won't be, because he's still leaving the door open for the possibility that it might be. Like, what the fuck? How could it be there if it's not yours? Like, what happens? Your doppelganger came through, broke into your car while you were sleeping and took some of your hair or grabbed some of your spit while you were asleep and rubbed it all over the material, so that's how your DNA can show up there even though it's not yours? Like, what the fuck? He's not even saying that it won't be, he's saying that it shouldn't be. but I'm already getting off on another tangent for this fucking awful fanfic that he's weaving. But not only do they have all of the material that he was using, they then also have other surveillance camera footage from other houses that confirm he didn't get there at midnight like he claims.
People who live in this area also have surveillance footage that caught the specific times that the suspect parked on the street. Officers discuss these specific times and relate them to the suspect's claim of being parked there since midnight.
2:21 is when it got lit. 2:27 is when they're saying they saw the video of him coming in here. So him being here since midnight is not correct.
So you said you came out here around 12, around midnight? They got video of you pulling in here around 2:25. You've been lying to us from the start, man. So we're taking you back to the PD.
I know the evidence is overwhelming, but I'm not the guy that did this. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just not the guy who gets my hands dirty, you know? Like, it's just not me.
A convincing argument from Farhan here, but the evidence was too much. Every single piece of his story was proven wrong, all in the time span of like 20 minutes maybe. They not only got the accurate time for when he really did pull up, which was minutes after setting the car ablaze, but they also found all of the pieces of clothing and items used in the crime as well, and a picture of him at the crime. So, I think they've got the right guy, I'm pretty confident to say, and he was sentenced to 46 months in prison for this crime. So yeah, just wanted to give you a follow-up to all of it. That's about it. See ya. Today's been a big day for Kick Degeneracy. They broadcast 2 crimes live in the span of 12 hours. That's a new record, baby. Give it up for Kick. Huge round of applause. They're really busting new ground here. Usually it's only 1 crime per day. That's the quota, but they said, you know, hold my Johnson. We can do better. July 4th's right around the corner. Let's celebrate the only way we know how. With crime. It's nothing new for the platform. That's kind of become Kick's entire brand identity. It's basically like this quarantine zone for unhinged weirdos that the Joker would have recruited for his gang out of Arkham Asylum. And they basically set it up like zoo exhibits where edgy middle schoolers can go in and flick boogers at the glass as they laugh at the fucking clowns on the other side getting themselves hurt for a couple of extra viewers. Anyway, I'm only going to focus on one of the crimes from today for this video. I might make a follow-up for the other one. But for now, let's focus on this baffling display of lunacy. So, a Kick streamer harassed this couple in public. The couple then started arguing with this loser, who got so butthurt that this couple dared argue with him and touch his phone as he put it in their face, jamming it down their throat like he's giving them a fucking endoscopy, that he, in response to their argument and touching his phone, pulls out a gun and starts threatening to murder them. He says multiple times that he's willing to blow them away. He's ready to kill these two in cold blood because his feelings got hurt that they insulted him after he started shit with them.
You pussy.
I love the POV from Nampa Stream Prime. It shows the real you. You gotta appreciate your height, your balding, and your few palm art.
You ain't shit. Who's gonna sock who's gonna sock him in the face?
Do you want to get
What are you doing? You better let go of his shit.
But do you want to suck in the face?
Turbo Douchebag has his chat on screen, and I had to censor it because they just keep saying some awful shit and putting links to things that I have no idea what they are, but I'm not taking any chances with it. They just keep calling this woman a whore. So he went up to her, he started insulting them, and then the chat was like, "Whore! What a whore! Look at her! There's a whore around! Hey, anyone else just sneeze? It's because we're allergic to whores!" That's like his whole chat. Great community he's fostered here, and that sounds about par for the course for this kind of content. If you can even call it content, all it is this guy trying to turn himself into a human punching bag, but he's so fucking sensitive he can't even play that role well, he can't even be the heel. So the second someone challenges him, like here with the woman, like insulting him and then like slapping his phone, he snaps and brings out a gun.
Oh yeah, I got burnt, bitch.
Shoot her. Shoot her. Get the fuck down here.
Yeah, she's in there grabbing my phone. Oh, you want problems? You want problems too? You want problem? You want problem? You just grabbed my phone. You just grabbed my phone. You don't touch my shit. Don't touch my shit. Don't touch my shit. Don't grab my shit. I'll promise you I'll shoot the shit. Let it go. Don't touch my shit.
Bro's got the Glock set to Wumbo here. The size of this fucking piece is actually pretty crazy. Maybe it's just like the angle of the camera here, but that shit looks like a Roblox gun. What an incredibly stupid thing to bring a gun out for, especially considering he started this. I don't know how he would never expect someone to slap his phone when he's actually putting it directly in their face. He is basically the one that's instigating a physical confrontation, not only by being an insufferable douchebag that's harassing random people, but he is getting as close to their face as he possibly can, like trying to put their skin under a microscope. Like, I have no doubt if you looked at his footage, it'd probably look like Ant-Man when he was shrinking to get to the quantum realm. Like, he is so close to them, and the natural human instinct in a situation like that is to swat that garbage away. Like, I don't know how he wouldn't expect that.
I promise you. Why would you grab the shit on my phone?
You don't understand what trouble you're getting yourself into.
What trouble? Let go of my shit. I promise you I'll blow you away. I promise you I'll blow you away.
We're gonna leave.
I promise you.
You about to get blasted.
Alright.
What?
Leave, doll boss beaner.
She touched us first. She touched us first.
He even goes as far as to say that she touched us first, as if he had nothing to do with how this whole thing started. It's her fault. She's crazy. Someone help. Crazy lady, she hit my phone, so I'm going to kill her, and it's justified. I feel threatened, she hit my phone, so I'm gonna start shooting. Alright, it is 100% his fault, and he is 100% a bitch for this. To pull out a gun on two people that you've just harassed and are now willing to kill because they dared argue with you and touch your phone that you were shoving in their face, you are such a piece of shit.
Alright, I could. It's public. It's public.
Put your fucking
alright, yeah. Fuck out of here.
He fucking sprayed, dude. He fucking sprayed. He sprayed all of us.
Alright. Fuck out of here. I'm a fucking... You stupid.
Please, dude.
Now you can hear the other guys say, you sprayed everyone. So I'm thinking what happened here based on the rest of the clip and also the events preceding it. One of the people on this goober squad, the fucking goof troop here, actually maced the couple. The Charmin Ultrasoft squad not only brought out a gun, but then also maced the couple because they dared argue back after being harassed by this loser, and then slap his phone. That is craziness. To me, this seems like these streamers are using this content as a convenient excuse to try and get a rise out of people and then assault them. So they bring mace, they bring a gun, I bet they also have fucking taser too, maybe brass knuckles, like what else did they bring here? A fucking golf club to go Last of Us 2 on someone? It really feels like they just want to hurt people and they're using these pranks as a vessel to maybe have some way of doing it and trying to argue that it was self-defense, like, oh, they just reacted really bad to our prank, so we had to shoot them, or we had to mace them. It's unhinged. It's absolute insanity.
No, you guys
He sprayed
my
us.
face is burning.
Dude, my fucking eyes are
I don't know what you guys are doing. Come on, let's go.
Fuck out of here.
Like, what is that extra? Dude, bro,
Put the away. Away.
just go. Just
You
go.
actually
Dude,
have.
hey, listen. Hey, yo, just right
You said your bitch started shit. I don't record, you dumbass.
Bro, just go. If you don't.
The delusion with the statement this guy just said was like hearing the brown note. I almost shit my pants. It is so unbelievably, unfathomably delusional. My body just had like an actual reaction to hearing it. He said that they started it, the couple, and that he's recording it, dumbass. Brother, this is incriminating for you guys. You have recorded your own crimes here. You're doing the police's job for them. This is not going to make that couple look bad or look in the wrong. It's you guys.
You don't want that. Just go, bro.
You don't talk to me. You got problems too. You want problems?
For what I need?
What's up? You want problems?
Yell blaster.
I'll blow you away.
Really?
Really.
Okay. All right. I got it. I don't want to fight you. Just go, dude.
Why don't you want to fight me?
Because you guys are fucking.
I'm not. Bro, I will literally just fuck you up.
Like literally got the cayenne pepper. You guys
afraid
shit.
of you, bro.
You guys use pepper spray.
Your boyfriend's a bitch.
Your boyfriend's a bitch, says the guy that just pepper sprayed them. He panicked because they dared insult him and argue back, so he went into his fucking toy box to pull out every little gadget and gizmo and doohickey he could find. A gun, pepper spray, it's crazy.
They got crazy as fuck for no reason, LMAO.
Bro, why she grabbed this shit? She got me pissed.
Yeah, me too.
That was how I would take her hostage and fuck her in front of him.
I need some water, bro.
You need water? Act like nothing's wrong.
Bro, I'm fucking dead. Bro's Glock is fat as fuck. Jit ass tweaking.
Huh?
Y'all did initiate the confrontation.
Why? Where we put it in her hand? No, what? No, stop. No, I don't want problem. I'm relaxing, sir. Sir, I'm just recording. He didn't do nothing.
Don't move. You know you just recorded everything, right? So you saying to the officers that he didn't do anything is immediately disprovable by just checking the VOD that you filmed, you absolute bumbling moron. Holy shit. So one of the guys he threatened to shoot went and got some nearby officers here, who then took matters into their own hands to arrest him for literally waving guns around and pepper spraying people.
Control 60 by give us a red Cromwell.
Sir, I'm relaxed.
Hey, you go.
You don't have to.
Turn around. You don't have to stop that.
Fuck the cops.
Don't hurt me, please. Don't hurt me.
On your stomach now. On your stomach now.
This is such a fitting conclusion here. He starts whining and screaming, "Don't hurt me," after he just pepper sprayed and threatened to shoot an innocent couple over an altercation he started for his dog shit stream. You couldn't write a more fitting, poetic ending to this stream, and it happened so quick after the event. I mean, that's absolute cinema.
Don't reach.
I'm not
on your stomach, bro.
Look, sir.
Put your hands back.
I didn't do anything.
Sir,
fuck all these cops. You're not fucking listening.
Sir, I am, sir. I'm sorry.
Actually amazing how they keep saying that they didn't do anything, they're innocent, when all you have to do is rewind the stream 30 seconds to see him have a gun in his hand, threatening to blow them away. Actually just threatening to murder people, and they also ended up pepper spraying innocent people as well. All from shit they themselves started. And the chat was going on about how corrupt the cops were and all of that, when that's a bunch of hooey. They had just been told that there is a fucking lunatic that's waving a gun around threatening to murder people and also just pepper sprayed a bunch of people. Like, the cops are responding to that. That is a dangerous person. That's a threat. And they handled it pretty well, all things considered. I can't see exactly what happened, which led to the takedown, but from the angle, it seems like he tried to, like, run up the escalator, so then he, like, grabbed him and took him down, but I can't quite tell. But regardless, this guy has a gun that he's clearly not afraid to just bring out and threaten to kill people with. So, I think they responded pretty well, all things considered. And this is absolutely deserved from the streamers here, and I hope they spend a long time in prison. I have no idea if they will, but they absolutely should, because they are not safe to be in society. So yeah, I just had to talk about this. Just more huge kick degeneracy here with this broadcast crime, and I mean, who knows, it could have turned into him actually shooting people on stream, and that is scary. That is horrifying. But yeah, anyway, that's about it. See ya. Merry Christmas! Tomorrow's the big day. I heard Santa Claus got a BBL this year, so I hope you've got the XL chimney so he can squeeze those playful butt cheeks down there and deliver his special presents for you that you've been asking for. And I even heard from a reliable little helper of his that if you leave goof juice out instead of milk and cookies, old St. Nicholas will be extra happy and might leave you bonus presents. And what if I told you that jolly old son of a bitch done paid me a visit a little early before Christmas with a gift that just can't help but put a smile on my face? A douchebag prankster just got arrested and is facing a Class 6 felony. This is the gift we've all been asking for. 'Tis the season, and they always say it's better to give than to receive. And this one brain-dead idiot fucking turbo moron prankster decided to give random people in a Walmart grocery aisle poison. Yes, spraying food with bug spray. This guy's good. He's got talent. I'm sure I don't need to educate you that bug spray isn't a safe thing to be consuming. It's literally poison. Like, you could get very ill if you had consumed any of the food that he had sprayed with this. I don't know how someone gets this stupid. I actually don't know how that's possible. You could be chewing on raw plutonium, and I don't think it could rot your brain as much as clout does. Like, this guy, his whole Instagram page is nothing but, like, committing crimes for some internet updoots. I'll go over some of his other recent stinkers here in just a moment, but I have to focus on this for a little bit here because this is unbelievable. It seems like he got inspiration from the Tylenol murderer. You remember the Tylenol murders? Well, I'm guessing this degenerate must have viewed that guy as a prankster. I'm sure all of you know the Tylenol murders, but just in case, I'll drop a quick lore recap on it. Many moons ago, there was a villain who swapped out Tylenol capsules for cyanide and then put the bottles back on the shelf. Buyers bought them, obviously not knowing they'd been tampered with, took them, and some people died from it. This is that same DNA. He is actually just poisoning strangers. He is tampering with their food with literal poison, and that's the content. Now, real quick, let's just set everything else aside here. Just throw it all into the shitter for a moment. Who watches these videos? Who is the audience? There is nothing to even be entertained by. Let's say he wasn't using poison. Let's say he walked up to the food and he sprayed it with cologne, or he sprayed it with fart spray, so it smells all yucky like ass. Well, there's still no video there. Like, what is there to even, like, kick your feet up at? He walks up, he sprays a little bit on it, he just spritzes it, and then he walks away. That's the whole video. What do you even get entertained by? Like, who watches it? I don't know. Like, how lobotomized could you possibly be? It is just the most boring turd burger garbage ever. Nothing is even happening in the video. Like, do you also throw your hands up when you're riding the escalator from the thrill of movement? Like, just watch some fucking jingling keys at that point. Holy Lord, it makes no sense. So even if he wasn't using poison, if he was just using anything else, it would still just be a trash video and a terrible prank. I don't understand who even watches this. Like, I can almost wrap my noodle around kids being entertained by douchebags harassing people in public because they'd look at that and be like, whoa, he's bad. He's being so naughty, holy shit. But this, and this guy's whole page, which has hundreds of thousands of followers, is just another level of incomprehensible, embarrassing hoopla. Like, it's painful. If you tried to train AI on this guy's pranks, the AI would probably kill itself because it wouldn't want to subject itself to more torture and being trained on these kind of pranks. Anyway, though, Goofball's being charged with 3 different crimes, a Class 6 felony, introducing poison, and 2 misdemeanors, criminal damage and endangerment. From what I understand, he could face between 5 to 20 years from what I've read for this. I am hoping they don't play softball here. Like, there needs to be some kind of precedent set that you can't just fucking poison people for a prank. Like, come on. So what happened is he filmed himself grabbing a can of bug killer, which was Hot Shot Ultra Bed Bug and Flea Killer. Then he sprayed it on fruit, vegetables, and cooked chicken. He didn't pay for the chemical spray or the contaminated food, and then he left. Apparently he had posted the video and was shocked by the reaction that people had to it. They weren't too pleased with what he'd done. According to police, once he left, he began to see comments online saying how horrible the act was, and he decided to return and collect the items. What a saint. Now, before the charges were filed, apparently the fresh food was thrown away right after, and no one was poisoned, which is actually a miracle, because there was quite a bit of time that passed between him spraying the shit with poison and leaving the store. The defendant returned about 10 minutes after he sprayed the items and attempted to collect the items he had sprayed, placed them in a shopping cart, and wheeled them back to the rear of the store to try and prevent people from taking the contaminated items. Mind you, he would not have gone back in if people didn't tell him to. If people weren't telling him that he might potentially kill somebody with this, he would have never gone back in, and people would have taken those items none the wiser and probably gotten very, very sick because, well, surprise, ingesting poison's not that good for you. And 10 minutes is a good bit of time to have passed with those contaminated items on the shelves. I can ejaculate like 3 or 4 times in 10 minutes. It's reasonable to assume that within that time frame, someone might have come in and taken one of those items and gotten super sick from it. This guy has a fucking chug jug of idiot potion at his house, and he is drinking that every single evening. How can you be so dumb that you didn't recognize that spraying poison on food can hurt people. And how could you have possibly thought even your dumbest members of your audience would think that that was a good prank? So yeah, this isn't like a small whoopsie-daisy type thing. This is something that he really needs to face real repercussions for. There needs to be an example made out of someone that does shit like this. At some point, like, we have to come together and say enough is enough. Now TikTokers and Instagram losers are poisoning people for content. Like, there's gotta be a point where you're like, okay, we're not going to play softball. You're going to get the 5 to 10 years. Because that's what he's facing from what I've read. It's like a 5 to 10 year potential sentence. And he should absolutely get it. He should not be able to get off easy for this. Before showing you some more of his dog shit, I'd like to show you something that's probably going to make you even more furious at this guy. He admitted that he can earn between $6,000 to $10,000 a month for doing acts like these and posting them on social media. He is making substantially more money than most people working right now, just from going out there attempting to poison strangers or harassing workers or just harassing people going about their day-to-day life. I only learned about this douchebag from him being arrested, but even still, I actually gave him the benefit of the doubt on a few of these that they might be fake. But they're not. In this case, I thought what might have happened here is he filmed this random stranger putting his laundry in the washing machine, and then when he put the bacon and eggs into the clothes during the cycle, he actually didn't put it into that guy, the stranger's clothes, he put it into like his own clothes at one of a different washing machine. Which would still ruin the washing machine too, like that still would be destructive, but wouldn't be nearly as bad as just ruining this man's night, ruining his clothes at the laundromat. But what an imbecile I was for thinking that this guy might not be a gigantic asshole all of the time. His whole purpose is just making strangers' lives miserable for his content. He actually did just completely fuck this guy in the face, ruining his laundry, and you can confirm this because the guy comes in and puts his clothes in washing machine number 19, engages the cycle, and walks away. Then this douchebag comes over with the bacon and eggs, throws it into washing machine number 19, and re-engages the cycle. And you can see it right at the end that, yep, it's number 19 that he came in and just completely ruined. This is one of his shorter ones where he nearly performs a halo assassination here on this worker that's cleaning off a bench. So he jumps on him from the top turnbuckle here while he is cleaning and could have easily have broken this guy's arm. He was cleaning the table and then jumps on the area where he is still actively cleaning. If he had stretched his hand out even an inch further, he would have had his hand broken, finger broken, or arm broken.
Doing a good job.
This is his bread and butter content. This is his favorite thing in the world. He loves fucking with fast food workers. He doesn't even treat them like human beings. He treats them as less than NPCs. The way he treats fast food workers is worse than how people treat civilians in Skyrim. This guy has so many videos jumping the counter, harassing the workers. He is at his happiest when fast food workers are at their most miserable because of him. Oh, it's his favorite thing in the world. He loves it. In fact, he needs it, really. Like a plant needs the sun. He photosynthesizes fast food workers' agony into his dopamine. He has so many videos being a complete insufferable asshole to fast food workers.
What tacos at the egg roll? Hey!
A bathroom?
Bathroom 7287.
get for you? On a burrito? I got you.
This guy super sucks. You get the idea. I don't need to keep showing you a montage of his degeneracy. I'm just hoping, with fingers crossed, he gets the book thrown at him, because he should. His most recent prank would literally have injured a lot of people in a big way. I don't know if it would have necessarily killed them, depending on the amount he sprayed, I guess, but it would have been very detrimental to the health of people that consumed his poisoned products that he made for his Instagram content. It's so trash, and he deserves to go to jail for a long time because of it. Also, this loser apparently describes himself as a supervillain, so he's really proud of what he does. Could there be anything more corny than to call yourself a supervillain? What a loser! What an absolute fucking dweeb! So yeah, I really wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's about it. So yeah. I remember in high school my Spanish teacher had a poster on the wall that said, "We all smile in the same language," and I thought that was wholesome and cute. We all inhabit this space rock and we all have our differences, but a smile, well, that's something we all share in common. And another thing that every single person on this planet shares in common is our disdain for this streamer. There's not a soul on this earth that actually likes this guy. His own community only follows him to try and get him arrested or beat up. And when it comes to those two metrics, his community is more successful than the Beatles. The amount of times that his chat has gotten him beat up or arrested is incredible. Like, this man can't go live without getting his shit pushed in or it finishing with him in handcuffs, all because he's following the chat's advice. And he's so delusional he doesn't recognize that they're only there watching, waiting for him to get hurt, and nothing else. They're laughing at him, not with him, but he doesn't recognize that. And he does all of this ridiculous shit with a goofy, stupid smile on his face as he ruins his life live for the entertainment of his audience that's treating him as like a human experiment. So, I've talked about him before, everyone's talked about him before. He's the public nuisance streamer that travels the globe and just makes everyone's lives miserable around him by harassing them, spamming racist insults at them, disrespecting the cultures that he visits, and he keeps getting arrested.
Oh, you a bad bitch, I swear to God. You a bad bitch, I'll take you to dinner. I swear to God, I'll change your life. I'll change your life, baby. Baby, I'll change your life, I promise you. You a bad bitch right here. I'll change your life, baby girl. You know, I'm in the sidewalk. I'm in the sidewalk. I'm in the sidewalk. I'm in the sidewalk. Okay, I'll go. What the fuck? Okay, let's go. Relax. Relax. America. I'm in the sidewalk. I'm from America. What are you doing?
This is from one of his more recent arrests in Israel. You can see him start to panic and spamming "I'm American" as if that's somehow going to save him here, like that's his safe word that's going to get him out of this situation. It's like, oh my god, pardon me, I didn't realize you were American. Let me dust you off. Fucking goober. But yeah, this is how his streams go. He just causes as many problems as possible for his audience, and then it either ends with him missing some teeth or him missing some freedom in a prison cell. But unfortunately, no matter how many times he gets arrested, for some reason, they keep releasing him. They keep letting him out of the slammer. And I do have a bit of a conspiracy theory, so excuse the tinfoil hat here. But I have to think the authorities keep letting him out of the slammer because they're in on the joke, and they know if he gets out, the cycle's going to continue, and he's just going to go out there and get beat up by another stranger, because he is a knuckle sandwich magnet. Any stranger with a fist somehow finds this man's face and just fucking pounds his flesh to bits. It happens so often. He is a sentient punching bag with a pulse, but somehow has even less of a personality than a punching bag would. But it is admittedly very entertaining watching him get fucking brutalized every time he goes live from problems he himself starts with people. Honestly, I'm surprised he doesn't beg just to stay in jail. Like, it's probably safer for him there. Because I don't even think he's ever even thrown a punch back during any of these altercations. He just, like, his arms are like limp noodles, I guess. Because anytime that someone starts beating him up, he just sits there and fucking takes it. It's like they're just beating up a corpse at that point. Like, it's so weird. This guy's a fucking loser. Everyone knows that. I'm not even gonna bother saying his name because he's just a vermin whose brain is so poisoned by clout that the only thing he thinks matters in the world is attention. He needs attention more than he needs oxygen, so I'm not gonna be saying his name. I'm sure you've already seen this NPC plastered all over the internet. He's one of those very few unifying moments that brings everyone together because we all dislike him the exact same. It's one of those things where no matter our differences, we can all come together and spit on this guy together, because he super sucks. He's just an absolutely deplorable, worthless piece of shit. So, you might remember him most notably from his infamous Japan trip, where he spent 90 days in jail, and then he got released. You know, he was talking about how he'll never make videos again or whatever, and then the second he's out of Japan, he immediately goes right back to doing it and starts gloating in their face about how, like, he got away with it and it was all unjust and all that, and then immediately goes to Israel just to do the same shit again, gets arrested, and does more shit like this.
I'm from America. Don't touch me, bitch. Don't touch me, bitch. Don't touch me, bitch. I'm from America, bitch. Don't touch me. I'm from America, bitch. Don't touch me. I'll slap that ass. I'll grab it, too. Donald Trump told me grab it by the pussy. I'll grab that, too. Stop playing with me, bitch. I'll grab it by the pussy right here, nigga. I don't give a fuck.
Influenza is more likable than this guy, and also for someone who apparently doesn't give a fuck, you sure are super sensitive about people making fun of you and hurting your feelings. He was threatening to sue YouTubers that made fun of him. He somehow thinks that this is a flex. He's trying to say it's defamation, libel, and slander, and that he's going to be issuing cease and desists. I'm honestly impressed that his spelling is correct here. I thought for sure he was close to illiterate, but maybe he had his lawyers draft up this tweet. But then again, his voice really does shine through with the last statement. It's gonna feel so good spending your YouTube ad revenue on coke and hookers. Yeah, that really sounds so hard. You can't get pussy unless you pay for it. What a big alpha male man you are, brother. But anyway, this is a bunch of hooey. This is a bunch of barnacles. Like, what a load of fish paste. There's no way he has the capacity to sue anyone because his lawyers are way too deep into fighting all of his criminal charges across the globe. They're having their own, like, Avengers Endgame moment with all of these lawsuits from all of these different countries. There's no way they'd have time to tackle some YouTuber squabble. I don't even know why I'm pretending for even a second that this is real. There is a 0% chance that he has any lawyers at all. This is just a sniveling worm flexing his non-existent lats for his community that treats him like Bozo the Clown, where they can toss tomatoes at him while they watch him ruin his life for their entertainment. He doesn't have anyone in his corner, let alone some lawyers. This man is totally fucking alone, and the only solace he finds is in going live so that way his audience can cheer as he gets his ass fucking pounded into oblivion on the sidewalk per usual. What a miserable existence that is. I don't even know why he's even trying to put on this facade that he has lawyers or any ability to have a lawsuit against somebody. I guess if there was to be a deeper message of this video besides just making fun of this pathetic person, it would be that I really hope at some point he does get thrown in jail for an extremely long period of time. He breaks so many laws and broadcasts it proudly online and makes a mockery out of all of the legal systems that he's taking advantage of here because he keeps getting released. Why? That doesn't make any sense. Keep him in prison for this shit. It'd be totally understandable and it'd be a huge PR win. That's such a rare occurrence where you can get an absolute PR slam dunk by locking up a live streamer. You would get applause and fist pumps out the wazoo from the entire cyberspace if you announced, "We are not releasing him anytime soon. He will spend this many years in jail for the following crimes that he committed and broadcast online." Make an example out of him. Like, I don't know how he keeps getting away with it. But yeah, he is still currently doing the same shit, and he will continue to do so until he is eventually either dead from this or in jail for a long period of time. So I just wanted to talk about it and make fun of him again. That's really about it. So yeah. How far would you go for TikTok views? Would you sell your soul? Slap your mother? Slap my mother? You better not. I'd come over there and bite your dick off. But what about going to jail for 3 years? Does that sound reasonable for TikTok views in exchange for that prison sentence? How bad do you want it? What's your limit? Would you throw away 3 years of your life just for a few TikTok likes? If your answer to that question is no, you're a pussy, you're a coward, and you will never make it as a viral TikTok superstar sensation like this guy and his friends. I'm kind of underselling the story. Not only did the main guy in this video get 3 years, but his 2 friends that helped him make it got 2 years in prison. So check this out. What an epic prank, am I right? That shit was too lit. I almost spit out my apple juice. They got him good. Those fucking idiots never even saw it coming. The stupid conductor of this train, multi-track drifting around, thinking he's gonna get his passengers to their destination on time. Nuh-uh. Not on this cool guy's watch. He busts out the desk, he pops in a cigarette to smoke. I mean, he's probably the coolest fucking guy I've ever seen in my life. He's got the desk out so that way he can have optimal angles to look at the Tinder profile pics of girls that don't meet his standards. He's definitely a kissless virgin by choice because no girl is worthy of his perfect lips because he's just the ultimate Adonis. So he's decided, let's smoke it up a little bit. The train, it doesn't matter. So he stops it, he says, hey, public transportation can suck on my fucking asshole. And that's exactly what they do. And now he'll be sucking on some buttholes in prison. This happened in Morocco. He was originally facing 5 to 10 years in jail, but that sentence was lightened to 3 years, and his 2 friends that helped him film this have 2 years in jail now. And I gotta say, it was worth it. This is the coolest video I've ever seen in my life. I'm sure that all the other inmates are going to be blown away by this dude's TikTok clout. They won't be able to get enough of his stories about this video going viral. Oh man, they're going to love that. Now obviously the main douchebag here is extremely pathetic, but I think the saddest people in this video are the one filming and the one that give him the coffee cup. These 2 goofy goobers got 2 years in jail and got none of the internet points for it. They didn't even have their names associated with this. They were faceless nobodies who got roped into this guy's awful, dumb fucking TikTok video and are now going to jail for 2 years for it, with none of the minor celebrity status attached to it. They got nothing. They're going to jail because they couldn't tell their friend that the idea was fucking stupid. These 2 guys are absolutely your classic yes men, too afraid to say no to anything and then let you make the worst fucking decisions. You don't want friends like this that always say yes. But these guys go the extra mile and not only say yes, but encourage the awful decision and actively participate in it. Just out of pure desperation for just the tiniest bit of internet clout. They just want to latch on to the nipples of the pseudo-internet celebrity and get breastfed a little bit. Just suckle on the titties and just a little bit of internet clout, which they didn't get. But they did get a nice prison sentence for it. Now, not to sound like your grandpa complaining about loud music, but TikTok is truly poisoning the minds of some young people. Like, this shit is crazy. Everyone thinks they're the protagonist of their own anime. Everyone has this main character energy about them where they are the center of the universe. And this is just a perfect example of it. I couldn't be happier that this douchebag and his friends are actually going to prison for this. They're just attention-seeking public nuisances, an actual hemorrhoid to society. Not to go full Joker on you. But yeah, TikTok is absolutely poisoning some people on there. It's taking us backwards down the evolutionary ladder. 100 years from now, I'll probably have to rediscover fire and relearn basic language, because all humans will know is stupid fucking TikTok dances and shit like that. But maybe it's bigger than that. Maybe TikTok is like this intergalactic plague. It's the reason we haven't been visited by aliens. It truly is like the great filter. So when a civilization becomes technologically advanced enough to reach like tier 1 or tier 2, all roads lead to TikTok, so then they create TikTok, which bumps their civilization back down to the fucking Stone Ages, so they can never visit us or expand past their planet, you know what I mean? It's like the Flood from Halo, this parasite that feeds off us and keeps us stupid. To be honest, this just kind of looks like an elaborate suicide attempt that didn't work. Like the thought process here, I'm gonna sit in front of a train and hope that it stops in time. Like, the amount of faith you have to have in a complete stranger there is mind-boggling, hoping that the conductor's paying enough attention to stop in time before he just fucking flattens you and sends you to the afterlife, fucking banishing you to the shadow realm. Like, it's crazy. And since everything becomes a trend on TikTok, and this was a very popular video, I'm shocked it didn't become a trend. I thought for sure this would be like the hashtag stop a train trend, where you like go on the tracks and you throw your ass in a circle, clapping your cheeks to some pop song and hope that the train stops, and then people just getting blasted by trains. going all over the news. I'm actually surprised that didn't happen. Now, granted, this train isn't exactly like Thomas the Tank Engine gone wild. It seems to be moving at a slower pace than most trains I see, but it is still an extremely dangerous stunt and an extremely annoying one. Everyone on that train is now late to their shit just so you could have your 10-second TikTok video. So yeah, I definitely think the punishment fits the crime here. 3 years sounds reasonable. 2 years for his friends. I'm glad all the douchebags got thrown into the slammer. Huge round of applause to that decision made over there. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah. Did Gunner make a video on that cologne? The, what was it? I forgot what it was called. He sent me a DM about it. It's a cologne by some goofball. Jesus, what was it called? It was called, like, Take Your Panties Off Scent? Scent of panties being off? What was it? Hold on. Oh my god. What is the name? Liquid Party Remover. There it is. LPR Liquid Party Remover. It's just... I don't even think I could show it on Twitch because he just has a bunch of, like, women shaking their ass and shit, saying that if you put on Liquid Party Remover, you're gonna get laid. It is so goofy. Gunner sent me that in a DM like a week or so ago. I thought I saw him make a video on it, but maybe not yet. Oh, it's Liquid Panty Remover? He needs a different font. Is it Liquid Panty or Liquid Party Remover? I think it might be... I think it is Panty. God, his branding is trash. Jesus fucking Christ. It is Liquid Panty Remover. Why would you remove a party? Brother, I don't know. This guy's brain is fried by Trin and Cologne. I don't know. I thought it was just a stupid name. Which it is. But I thought it was Liquid Party because the fucking cursive font he uses makes it seem like the N is an R because it doesn't fully finish. But yeah, it's Liquid Panty Remover. The party is only starting. True. Mobile game ad. No, he actually makes mobile game ads, but for his cologne. And with more ass. Actually, probably about the same ass as normal mobile game ads, to be fair.
Called Liquid Panty Remover.
You see what I mean? Does that not look like Liquid Party Remover? That looks just like Liquid Party Remover. 100 fucking %. You can see why I got confused. It wasn't like a blatantly obvious panty remover.
Which just sounds like a date rape drug, honestly. Crazy brand.
True.
And this is a commercial he's made.
It does sound like a date rape drug.
If this shit's for real, check it out. It just ain't a fragrance.
It's a lifestyle.
Everyone's wondering, is this shit for real? Well, look at me in this bathtub with 2 women. This shit's for real.
Everybody who missed their chance to buy, this is your time to shine.
I always find it really fascinating in these things that the guy who sells it absolutely always looks like he's going through the most brutal midlife crisis ever. This guy is not young. He's got fucking frosted tips. He is straight out of, like, Backstreet Boys era. Trying to recapture those golden glory days of high school second-string offensive lineman or something. And yet always do this same shit and look exactly the same.
What do they need to do, Clarissa? Click that link.
Buy it now.
Remember, you're a savage lion.
Amen, brother. I am a savage lion. Urgh.
Tell me I was fucking lying. Women are like in the bathtub with him, like yeah, liquid panty remover, that got us in here. We don't even like this guy at all, actually. We hate him, but he smells so good that we have to be here with him, is I guess the promise of it. I don't know much.
Which is a great promise, honestly. That's a nice little cheat code. You'd have the worst personality look like actual dog nuts, but as long as you're wearing a really smelly, great cologne, gonna get laid. That is great. If such a product existed, he would have been a multi-billionaire.
I'm a savage lion. That was the outro. You need to get my cologne with pheromones.
Oh, yeah, that's his big thing. His cologne has pheromones in it, like unicorn tears or something. And that's what sets it apart and makes it so potent to make women just unable to say no to you, throwing themselves at you. The pheromones infused with his fragrance.
I mean, goddamn. Funny to have a tattoo of Jesus and you're selling something called liquid panty remover.
Sure.
That's just not congruent. Here we go. This is another
yeah, but Jesus fucked. I bet. You won't find that in the good book, but I bet if you ask anyone from back in the day, they'll be like, yeah, that man laid pipe. So, I mean, I think it tracks.
I think it was
was gonna work like this, I can't even go to the grocery store anymore. See? All I wanted to do was get some milk and some fried chicken.
There you are.
Can you please leave me
You're trying to get milk and fried chicken. Why are you in the cleaning aisle?
alone, random girl?
Good point. You can't even get the continuity right.
Do you see?
I can tell you why, though. There was already somebody in that aisle. And he felt a little bit of shame.
The women are fucking running into the window.
I repeat, don't do it. You don't want these type of pros.
How many girls did he hire?
Click the link.
Not enough. He should have had this like a World War Z situation where they just start like trampling each other, getting closer to the window until the pressure finally breaks it and it just shatters on Billy. That would have been ideal. That would have been fucking hype.
Bad taste.
If she don't like you,
What a great shirt.
taste. Remember, you're a savage lion.
Okay, got it. So these are
Fucking awesome tee though, brother. Do you think he wears this out in public? I bet he does. I don't even know why I'm asking. I know he does. Fucking epic. I bet all of the freshmen in college love when Billy comes over bringing in beer and a keg, doing keg stands with him.
fuck else is going on here. It looks like he threw every graphic from PNG.com that they let him download for sex. This is ridiculous. Now, this one's weird.
And it's not enough.
He, like, is replying to someone else. Daily Loud says, famous adult film
this is what I was
actor
talking
Ron
about.
Jeremy committed to mental hospital. I didn't even know that. And then Billy responds with, Ron was a big fan of liquid panty remover cologne. Link.
Which is amazing, by the way. So, for those that don't know, Ron Jeremy has like fucking 60 counts of rape. And a laundry list of other charges. He is a fucking massive sexual criminal. And Billy is so dumb that he thought this was like a good time to drop this ad saying that the rapist, the fucking rapist, is a big fan of liquid panty remover. You couldn't draw up worse PR for a brand. I'll make Ron fucking Jeremy the face of liquid panty remover. At least that was the idea. He's done this to a ton of other tweets though, but this one was a really special one. Man seems scarily self-aware in the goofiest way. Oh yeah, you'd be an idiot to think that he's not self-aware. He is self-aware to a degree. Like 100%. Absolutely. This is not self-aware. This is self-sabotage. This is like masochism for your company. Like, that is such an awful idea. It's not even like a good meme. How can anyone take this seriously? Well, I mean, it's not to be taken seriously, but to actually buy it as like a real consumer takes a level of absolute delusion that I think is almost admirable. Like, I 100% believe there are some young teens that think this guy's the coolest. No doubt. Like, holy shit, Billy Nolan is surrounded by bitches. Yeah, no, they're not paid to be there. They probably just really love the smell of liquid panty remover on Billy Nolan. What if it actually smells good? It might, I don't know. I will say, you have to tremendously fuck up to make cologne or perfume smell bad. Hard disagree. I don't know, man. I've smelled 1,000 of these goddamn fragrances. When I was doing the Gwen Stefani vaginal candle, or Gwyneth Paltrow vagina candle and her orgasm candle, I got deep into that fragrance game from all those goofy fragrances people used to push. I've never smelled one where I was like, this is offensively bad. There's some that are too strong, but it's not like they smelled shitty, they were just too strong. Like, I never smelt one that was, like, offensively shit unless it planned to be. Like, there was one that was, what was it? Like, sewage and cigarettes or something? I don't know. It was a meme fragrance. It was meant to smell like shit. And it did. But I never smelt one that didn't try to be shitty that was bad. Axe spray? Even Axe, like, okay, Axe chocolate, I'll give you, is probably one of the worst fragrances that doesn't try to be shitty. I remember that one when I was a kid. I was even like, wow, it's gonna get me thrown out of school if I wear this. But like all the other Axe, they don't smell bad. They are just too strong. But you can't argue that because it is too strong, it is bad. I will give you that. I'm just talking about from like a pure aroma standpoint. It's not like the actual fragrance reminded me of like sewage and cigarettes, for example. According to his Wikipedia, Billy Nolan is single. I don't think the cologne works. Well, that's it working at maximal efficiency. He stays single by choice because he wants every woman on the planet. He's like that. He's like the villain from Kingsman, but instead of like that signal that gets sent to people's brain that makes them fight each other, he has a smell that gets into women's brains and makes them want to fuck him. So as he walks around, like, women are just drawn to him, like in a cartoon where someone smells like an apple pie and they start like floating to it. That's Billy Nolan with the liquid panty remover. He can't afford to get attached. The other women would kill whoever he chose. True. He does it for their own safety. Like the guy from Black Widow. Actual Black Widow plotline, yeah. Spoiler, I guess. But the main villain, his superpower is he's stinky. He wears a cologne that makes it so they can't hurt him. Actually, yeah, that is literally the plot point. He wears a stinky cologne that's subtle, so when Black Widow's about to kill the main villain, she's like, "What? I can't kill him." And he's like, "That's because you smelled me." So he goes on to explain that he engineered a cologne that when smelt makes people unable to like do him harm. So the way she gets around it is she breaks her nose so she can't smell it anymore. It's so fucking bad. If someone told me I could get 100,000 views on my YouTube video and it would only cost me 7 years of my life spent in prison eating gruel off of the floor, I'd say sign me the fuck up, baby. What a deal. Prison is temporary. Clout is forever. And so is a criminal record, I suppose, but it doesn't matter, because internet updates are all that really matter these days. This dream came true for a YouTube couple named Saucy and Honey. They were recently arrested and charged with third-degree criminal trespassing and conspiracy and could face up to 7 years in the slammer, all for those sweet, juicy YouTube views. They pulled off the most epic prank this world's ever seen, and the history books will remember them for it. They'll be talked about like Jesus Christ was in the Bible, the saviors of high-quality YouTube content. They did a 24 hours in Target challenge, or prank. You know that trend that every 16-year-old was doing on YouTube back in 2017? Yeah, they did that like 4 days ago. I don't know why they chose this prank. It died like 5 years ago. They're very tardy to the party, but they seem to desperately try and suckle any amount of dust they can out of the dry titties of this garbage-ass trend from a time long since forgotten. And they're paying the price for it. They got fucked in the ass. But you can't help but feel bad for them because they clearly have a disease. It's called terminal clout hunger. And unfortunately, it's a plague, and it's been spreading for quite some time on the internet now.
Shut Bussy! Get okay, what's up, Destination Empire? And your girl Honey! Okay, you guys, sorry we're rushing through this intro, but it's 9:37 at... Oh. Okay, guys, sorry we're rushing through this intro. It's 9:37. It's 9:37 at night.
Honestly, they should have slapped on an additional criminal charge for how dog shit their videos are. I swear to God, it's gotta be a human rights violation to have an intro this annoying. All of their videos start like this. It is painful. Sticking my head in a fucking dump truck while it's compacting garbage would be less miserable.
A YouTube couple is in hot water over this video, in which they claim to have spent the night in a Pennsylvania Target.
You guys, do not attempt what we attempt at home. We are entertainers.
Listen here, goofballs, don't try what we're about to do at home, you dumb assholes. We're professional entertainers willing to risk life and limb for your entertainment. Immediately gets arrested, faces 7 years in jail for this shit. I don't know what she was thinking. This isn't exactly like a defense, right? It's still a crime no matter what. Just because you consider yourself an entertainer doesn't mean that you're all of a sudden immune to repercussions of a crime. This is like if a birthday party clown robbed a bank and when they caught him red-handed, he just honked his nose. Honk. Oh God, he's an entertainer. Never mind, guys. It's all good now. We made a mistake here. I don't understand why more people don't know this, but I'll go ahead and peel back the curtain. Most of those YouTube pranksters are fake. In fact, I'd say 95%. So all of the ones that did the overnight challenges, they cleared it with their local store in order to ensure that they were allowed to do it. And they didn't actually even spend 24 hours in the facilities they said they did. They just stay for long enough to get footage and then leave. But all of it was cleared beforehand with the franchise owner.
Surveillance video from inside the store shows them wandering around various sections while recording video of themselves. While LaRose and Fisher told viewers that they spent the night in Target, police say they left through an emergency exit around 3 a.m. and tripped the alarm. But the couple returned to the store when it opened to the public to resume recording their video.
What? They lied? They didn't actually spend 24 hours in the Target? What the fuck? That's gotta be the worst offense of all. You know, I could excuse the criminal trespassing and all that. I could even excuse the abominable intro to their videos, but the fact that you're gonna come in here and tell me you spent 24 hours in Target when you only spent, like, what, 2.5? Oh my god. I spit on that absolute garbage. They could have at least had the courtesy to spend the whole night there. Because at that point, now not only do you go down looking like a stupid asshole, but now you go down as a stupid lying asshole as well. And their audience of, like, I don't know, lobotomized 12-year-olds or whatever's watching it, they now know that they can't trust anything they do going forward. So even if they somehow do escape the prison time, which I imagine they will, I don't think they're actually going to spend 7 years in jail, they've lost the trust of their audience now.
The couple was released on a $25,000 unsecured bond, and they're due back in court March 24th. Fisher told a reporter outside of court that she has no regrets, that they were living their life and having fun. But the couple said they would not be doing another stunt like this again. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Montalbano.
I can't imagine that statement's going to help them very much in the court proceedings. Yeah, I have no regrets about committing the crime. Surely that won't come back to haunt them. But yeah, anyway, just thought the story was kind of wild and another prime example of the attention-seeking disease a lot of people are afflicted with. That's about it. So yeah, I'll just say it out loud with my whole chest. I love learning about useless, meaningless internet drama. It's one of those things where I spend an embarrassing amount of time reading every little niche tiff that a community has, going to every single facet of the internet, learning about what kind of controversy or what drama is happening over there. If I spent that same amount of time that I do reading about internet drama and instead spent that time learning useful skills, I would have been able to master like 5 different skills right now, like some really cool special things like juggling and clogging. But instead, I just learn about nonsense. It's my main vice, and it's more addicting than heroin, and I recognize that it's a pathetic hobby. It'd be less embarrassing if I just made fursuits in my spare time than read about internet drama, but regardless, the reason I'm talking about it today is because I recently watched Wavy Web Surf's new video on YouTubers that are in prison, and I was confident that I would know everyone that he was about to speak on, and I did know all of them, except one. And that surprised me because the one I didn't know is really a fucked up situation that I feel most people probably weren't aware of, because when I look up this person's name, there's only one channel that's ever really talked about them at length, and that was Philip DeFranco. Now, Philip DeFranco talks about something Pay Money Wubby talked about, which was the really weird fetish of breastfeeding videos on YouTube, where it clearly wasn't educational and they weren't breastfeeding their kids for the sake of like getting them nutrients, you know, like the actual biological function of breastfeeding. They were filming this because it was fetish content to some really sick weirdos that were watching it. So he was focusing on the entire depraved community and only briefly mentioned the person we're about to talk about, Lee Felton. Lee Felton was once a piano teacher, but after her husband left her and her child, she then got desperate for money and started posting breastfeeding videos on YouTube that were clearly meant to be sexual. For those that don't know, YouTube has always had an exception to their nudity policy if the content is educational. And they used to have that for artistic expression as well, but that started getting abused. A lot of people recognized a loophole there where you could claim anything was artistic and then just have full nudity on YouTube. I remember a couple of classic bangers, such as the girl who opened a can of SpaghettiOs with her pussy and then like dumped the SpaghettiOs on the floor and called it modern art, or the absolute timeless masterpiece of the older woman who dressed in a morph suit but then cut the pussy out. So she'd just have her vagina on full display, and then she had a man pick her up and carry her around while she peed everywhere in a circle. So that was hype. And eventually YouTube recognized that this was getting abused, so they don't really have that exception for artistic nudity anymore, at least not like they used to, but it does still exist for educational content. So things like how to administer a breast exam, or like how to do a Brazilian wax. If you look up that kind of shit, you can find full nudity because it's people trying to educate, even though a lot of people will recognize there's bad actors here, once again just using that educational loophole for porn on the platform. But the point is, and there's also naked yoga on YouTube, fully nude yoga that they claim is educational on poses and how the human body reacts to the poses. I'm getting sidetracked. There is a loophole for nudity on the platform as long as it's educational. And Lee Felton, it took advantage of that. She started making this breastfeeding content where she just had her titties out and she'd have her child being breastfed. And she made a lot of content like that and then started to recognize that her audience wasn't women trying to learn how to breastfeed. It was creepy, absolute fucking worms that were watching her to jerk off. It was sexual. So she started to lean into it.
Lee reportedly made breastfeeding videos where she rubbed herself and her child down in oil and shoved her breasts in the baby's face. Lee would give her videos titles akin to something you might find on an adult website. Titles such as Slip and Slide and Mommy's a Whore. Jesus fucking Christ.
Jesus fucking Christ is right. So Lee Felton turned to the ultimate dark side. She was not only producing this pornographic material, but she was selling unlisted links to the videos to these absolute fucking degenerates. And you can clearly recognize the big problem here. She was producing pornography that involved an actual child.
According to reports, a Wisconsin man was apparently busted purchasing Lee's content by his wife. And after discovering the repulsive videos, the wife reported Lee Felton to authorities.
And hopefully the wife also left the husband, because that is an absolute unhinged weirdo. And hopefully he was also charged with purchasing child pornography, because that's what this shit is. You have porn that involves a child. It's child pornography. And initially she was facing an absolute grocery list here of charges: 34 counts of capital sexual battery, plus other charges of promoting a sexual performance by a child, possession of child pornography, and lewd and lascivious molestation, crimes that could have carried a life sentence, but she was only found guilty on one of the charges, which carried a 10-year sentence. Now, let's go over a little bit more of what Wavy Web Surf points out, which is how she defended these actions in the case.
During her trial, she would describe her videos as a, quote, silly little playful thing, and that she doesn't believe it's criminal.
A silly little playful thing, huh? Fucking menace. What a fiend. Oh, so goofy to produce porn that involves a child that is in your porn. Man, how wacky. Oh, wow, goodness graciously. This was her entire stance during the case, that it wasn't serious, and that she was also going through mental health struggles, which led to her doing this. She said that she had finally got attention that she had been craving for so long, so she leaned into it even further, but it was never serious, and it wasn't criminal or bad or anything. It was just a playful thing that she was also charging money for. That was clearly sexually charged, because a lot of the titles like Mommy's a Whore and Good Little Boy were being sold as the unlisted videos, but for some reason she still tried to play it off like, oh, it's just so silly, that's all, you guys are overreacting. That was her absolute lobotomized take during all of it. And her lawyers were just as smooth-brained. They tried to argue that everything she did was protected by free speech. I'm not even fucking kidding, I'm not making that up. They made this a free speech argument, that she should be able, and it's not criminal, for her to breastfeed her child in these sexually charged fetish videos because it's a free speech expression.
Lee Felton's defense attempted to argue that her breastfeeding videos fell under free speech protection, but nobody was buying this defense. A Tallahassee sheriff's lieutenant puts it best. Quote, "The video was clearly not done for the purpose of education or artistic display. Based on the content and the fact that it's being sold by Felton, it is clear this video is for sexual purposes."
Fucking obviously. This is not a free speech issue. I love free speech. I hate censorship. You know what this isn't? Free speech. And it's not censorship. You can't just use this as a catch-all term or defense like, what do you mean I can't dismember my neighbor when I'm upset? What about free speech, huh? Do we not live in a free country? I can't go over there and just fucking decapitate him? Come on. Are you serious? I don't want to live in a society where Lee Felton can't produce sexual breastfeeding videos for people to enjoy. Oh my goodness. What happened to free speech? It's fucking lunacy. It's absolute craziness that that's what they tried. But what's even more insulting is that it must have worked to some degree because her charges, all 34 of them, she was found not guilty on, except for one. But that charge carried a 10-year sentence, so she is still spending a significant time behind bars, but not as long as she should, I would argue. She of course lost custody of her child, but I really don't understand why they reduced the sentence so much. There was overwhelming evidence against her with tons of videos as well as tons of receipts of the videos being sold to like 40 or 50 different clients allegedly. Like that, I still feel like 10 years was a pretty light sentence for all of this with all of that considered, but whatever. Anyway, just wanted to talk about this because I found this to be a pretty interesting story that I'd never heard of before, so huge hats off to Wavy Websurf for finding this and talking about it, because this was a really interesting and really fucked up one. That's about it. So yeah. This is one of the wilder stories I've seen this year. It almost sounds made up, like a fake headline in GTA Online or something. It sounds AI generated by ChatGPT. It's hard to believe this is real. A YouTube couple has now just been sentenced and will receive prison time, at least for the husband, for a series of videos where they showcased blatant insurance fraud. Multiple videos of blatant insurance fraud. And the word multiple is doing so much heavy lifting here, it's a sin. Like, that is an understatement. Over 160 videos allegedly showcasing insurance fraud attempts or collisions caused by the YouTube couple in order to get money from their insurance. Also, road rage as well as provoking road rage. Just like this absolute massive pile of horrible shit they were doing in their vehicle in order to get money from insurance. Everyone hates scammers, but the roller coaster doesn't stop there. It doesn't matter if you've already puked your guts out, here comes the encore. They're also facing, well, and have been sentenced for child abuse because they were intentionally causing these accidents with their kid in the car for some of them. And they would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling internet points. This is the most on-brand shit for the modern landscape of brain rot clout goblin mentality. The father couldn't keep his hand out of the cookie jar of internet clout, so he started posting these dash cams of the collisions and insurance fraud attempts on his YouTube channel, and then shamelessly went to TikTok to accuse some of the other drivers that he got into the collisions with that he himself caused of being insurance scammers.
What you see here, this is Jeremy Perales. He's about to set me up for an insurance scam. He's about to set up an accident. He recognized me from Facebook.
Unhinged lunatic behavior right here, and then proudly posted on his own TikTok page. So what happened is, he had suddenly started to brake, and the driver behind him had to cross the double yellow line to get around him to avoid a rear-end collision, and then Christopher turns into him in order to force the accident. And the driver was initially found to be, I believe, like 90% at fault because he crossed the double yellow line. Christopher was actually quite gifted, an idiot savant when it came to insurance fraud.
He's doing it and he knows how to not be at fault for him.
It was last April. Jeremy Perales says his insurance premium shot up after this accident in Yucaipa. But was it really an accident?
To think, to be able to do this to a person, set them up for an accident?
I was stopped and then he hit me.
Jeremy says his insurance deemed it 90% his fault because he crossed into the other lane. But it isn't the first so-called accident Phelps had been in.
Just the way Christopher Phelps speaks is off-putting. He sounds straight out of Dr. Evil's lair. He just sounds menacing and, like, genuinely unhinged. And then he's talking about how, like, it's unspeakable how this man could try and set up an accident all because he recognized me from Facebook. Holy shit, that is deranged. You think he recognized you from Facebook and then tried to set up this accident? That doesn't even make sense. Obviously, Christopher doesn't believe that. His whole MO was insurance fraud in order to collect on the insurance paycheck. But Jesus, it's just so weird to listen to him speak. He just gathered mountains upon mountains of evidence against himself and posted it online. And somehow investigators stumbled upon this cornucopia of evidence that the husband, Christopher Phelps, was gathering of their insurance fraud and child endangerment. Like, Christopher ended up being his own worst enemy. He was like, the Zodiac killer, leaving all these clues, all these breadcrumbs for investigators to somehow find. And I have no idea how they found his channels, because he was getting like 50 or 60 views per video. I don't know how the fuck they ended up there. You would have been more likely to end up in Narnia than on his channel. But Jesus Christ, they must have had L from Death Note on the case, because they found all of it, and they really cannonballed into the rabbit hole. Investigators found at least 23 collisions, allegedly documented by Phelps, which were linked to at least 17 insurance claims. Christopher is receiving 3 years in the slammer, and his wife is getting only a little bit of time in jail and then 3 years of supervised probation. Now, I'd like to show you a couple more videos here from the archive of Christopher Phelps and his insurance fraud journey. I have to mute the first part of the video here because this goober was playing DMCA copyright music. I'll just explain what he's saying. He's saying that the driver that he's pointing to is mad because Christopher passed him. Christopher's got some steam coming out of his ears for this video because he was actually found at fault by the officers on the scene for abruptly stopping, which causes this rear-end collision. But Christopher's arguing that the guy flipped him off, which the guy does admit to, and that because he was mad, when he stopped for a utility vehicle, the guy intentionally rear-ended him.
And just to show you that utility truck, here's the guy that hit me right there. That is the utility truck that was turning left onto my street. I was trying to stop for him and give him way to go down this way, and unfortunately, this guy was mad because I passed him.
What a bunch of mumbo-jumbo, a load of hooey here. He's claiming that, oh, this is his fault, he was so mad, real mad goofball, and he rear-ended innocent old me who was just stopping for this utility vehicle over here. When the video immediately betrays that, what are you talking about? You stopped abruptly, you brake-checked this man way back where those two trucks were parked, and then your evidence that you were actually stopping for a utility vehicle turning left is like significantly further along than where you actually stopped. Unless you were giving this man like 700 feet worth of turning radius room, that doesn't make any sense at all. That's not what happened. That's a blatant fucking lie. And here's 2 rapid-fire insurance fraud attempts from old Christopher and his wife. I don't know if their kid's in the car for these, but probably is, considering they did that quite a few times.
And we're gonna do this. Find out if they're gonna conspire with the sheriff, or if they're gonna cooperate. We'll see.
This is the last TikTok video that Christopher posted, him as a warrior about to go to battle for his case, fighting for justice, and signs off with, we're gonna find out if they're gonna conspire with the sheriff or cooperate. That is so fucking weird. Such a weirdo, and such a bad fucking person. Him and his wife. To not only be insurance fraud scammers, but to put your life, the life of the drivers on the road, and the life of your child all on the line for a couple doubloons from insurance is ridiculous. That is so fucked up and disgusting. A scam that endangers your life, the other drivers' lives, and the life of your kid that you're putting in these situations. I think 3 years was way too light of a sentence for this guy, and his wife got off way too fucking easy here. I don't understand how they got such light sentencing for this shit. They even did get assault with a deadly weapon charges because they were using their car as a fucking weapon. They were just hitting other drivers on the road to try and squeeze some coins out of insurance claims. They were more than willing to not only endanger themselves, but everyone else, including their kid. Every day was bring your child to work day, basically, so they'd fucking strap their kid into the back seat and just blast into another vehicle to try and file another insurance claim. And if they unsuccessfully caused an accident, they'd then try and make a road rage incident out of it. It's crazy how little they got punished for it, relatively speaking. I think the sentencing is way too lenient on how often they were doing it. This is very clearly premeditated, and it comes at a high price to everyone around them. This could have been a lot worse. There could have been deaths. And even in its current state, many of the other drivers, they had insurance premiums be hiked up as a result of this because some of them were found at fault for the shit that Christopher Phelps and his wife were doing. The whole thing is just so fucking horrible, and I'm really pretty upset that they get off so easily from it. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this because I found it so fascinating. I learned about it from Otozi, who recently made a video covering it as well. It's so degenerate. It's so fucking ridiculous. So, yeah, just wanted to talk about it. That's it. See ya. Hey asshole, I've got 2 important questions for you. How far would you go for a sponsorship? And how far would you go for YouTube views? Would you crash a plane? Would you commit a felony? Huh? If your answer to that question is no, then you're a pussy and a coward. Take it from my man Trevor, who recently possibly crashed his plane on purpose for the sake of a viral YouTube video, which was also a sponsorship deal. It's a pretty wild story and one that I've been following actively since the day it was posted, which was about 13 days ago now. So, just to break it down, I'll go ahead and play some footage quickly. An extreme YouTuber named Trevor, who's known for doing extreme shit like piloting, parachuting, skateboarding. I swear to God, this dude will finger blast your girlfriend while hitting a kickflip. He recently posted a video called I Crashed My Plane, and in the video he takes his friend's ashes and says he's going to spread them over his favorite mountains, but while on the flight, something goes awry. The engine stalls and he immediately abandons ship and just bails out of the plane. It honestly looks like in a video game when you press the wrong button when piloting, you just like accidentally jump out. And then he makes sure to get his GoPro and selfie stick ready so he gets some awesome footage of him skydiving basically from the plane that is inevitably going to crash. And while watching this, it seems like a scene right out of the Power Rangers movie from the early 2000s with Ivan Ooze, where the Rangers skydive, but they're hitting like all these gnarly tricks on a surfboard. That's the exact same vibe I got from this part. And then he parachutes, he lands, and then he hikes up to the crashed plane to observe the wreckage. And you can see it's completely totaled, it crashed into the side of the mountain, and then he's just kind of talking about it and then hikes back to civilization. Now, I watched this on stream last night. That's twitch.tv/moistcritical. I stream every day. Come stop by. It's the only stream guaranteed to get you laid. I'll put a link in the description. And while watching it with chat, we were just kind of going over everything, and then I watched a video that kind of talks about all of the things that are wrong with it. I'm no pilot. I'm really fucking dumb when it comes to aircrafts and everything, but there's a lot wrong with the video that the actual pilots have pointed out, and a couple of them that I'd like to just mention right away is almost no pilot flies with a parachute. That is very alarming for most pilots to see, apparently. And even he himself never flies with a parachute. In all of his other videos, he's never wearing one while piloting. He also doesn't really try to do anything to solve the problem when it stalls. It also stalls at a very convenient cruising altitude. And instead of trying to actually fix the problem, he just immediately bails out. And as another YouTuber pointed out, it's very suspicious that while something has gone wrong with the engine, we never see inside of the cockpit. All the cameras, like there's 12 cameras on this fucking thing. It's like a goddamn complete 360 video basically of all the camera coverage, but not a single time while the engine is apparently malfunctioning do we see anything in the cockpit. We only get the outside exterior shots of him about to jump out. So that was another very suspicious thing. A couple other pilots pointed out weird things that they noticed in the cockpit itself before everything goes wrong, and just so many things that make this video very suspicious. Seeing the YouTuber who crashed the plane for views? Yeah! I actually saw that the day he posted it. Someone sent me it in an email. Yeah, his name's Trevor Jacobs, the guy who crashed this plane. He still got it up, too. Oh, he turned off comments. You coward. Oh, you blew it, Trevor. You blew it. Yeah, so this dude... I mean, I'll let it play. Thanks for some bees. So, to break it down, well, you know, let me just let it play and then we can go over it. I watched this the day it was posted, though. I was on the forefront of this drama. Why, though? There's a couple theories. Most people think he did it just for the sponsorship since it's a Ridge Wallet sponsorship. So he wanted it to have good views so that way he'd get other sponsorships from them. Like, oh, look at how well this video performed for us. That's like the leading theory. But then the other theories is just wanting the attention. That insatiable appetite for some updates.
What's happening? How's it going? My name's Trevor Jacob. Super grateful he'll be joining us.
Says in the video the engine fails. Okay, so I can already see people coming in here like, no, Charlie, this is completely legitimate. So let's go over a couple of things, and I'll play the corresponding clips. So it's around right here, where the engine stalls. Everything's gone wrong. Catastrophes happened. Every pilot's worst nightmare, next to like getting hit by an anti-air missile. And his first instinct is to jump out of the plane. He doesn't try and fix anything. He literally just leaps immediately. Which is quite literally, from what I understand, the last thing anyone should ever do as a pilot. There's a whole checklist of things they do before even considering this. And also, no pilots fly with a parachute normally. And neither does this guy. He only flew with a parachute in this video and this video alone. All the other videos with him piloting a plane, he is not wearing a parachute. I love the way he exits the plane, though. And luckily it stalled at a nice cruising altitude. Dropping tilted towers. Yeah. Another thing a lot of people pointed out is while he's falling, you can see a ton of places that he could have potentially landed this plane. I'm not a pilot, so the reason I never even bothered talking about it is because I don't know fuck all about it. There were people a lot smarter than me that really dissected this and pointed out all of the bullshit. And this is a felony, crashing a plane on purpose. This is a really big deal. So obviously it generated a lot of waves in the actual community of pilots. So again, he never wore a parachute when piloting any of the other planes that he has flown in, yet he claims that he always wears one, which is just a blatant lie.
That's why I always freaking fly with a parachute.
No which he doesn't. Service. Yep. So this was obviously a big deal. I saw it when it happened. But there are so many things wrong with this. There's almost no realm where this is legitimate. Unless, of course, he quite honestly is the worst pilot to ever live, I suppose.
So Trevor's airplane that you normally see him flying in,
with no parachute,
red and white experimental airplane with the tail number, you can tell like it's very obvious that it's a different plane.
The guy jumped out of his airplane like he reached the map limit.
You can clearly see the registration. We've got Santa Barbara and Santa Ynez.
Man, he's so lucky it didn't just miss the mountains and crash into a town. Like, holy fuck.
And then it does seem like the numbers have been painted over or obscured in some way, though, because you can never get a clear.
Why would that help his case, though?
See what the numbers actually say.
If you can't see the numbers, why is that helpful to him? Because they can't track the flight.
Where's your paraglider?
But how does that help him if they can't track the flight? Can't they just watch this and pretty much plot the flight like this YouTuber did? I don't see how it's not. I don't see that how it helps him though. For no room for speculate. Okay. I mean, I guess, yeah. I suppose. It just feels stupid, because if he's going to film this whole thing, he should obviously know that they can find his course. He shows him leaving the airport, and, like, that's probably... If 4chan can find Shia LaBeouf's flag in the middle of fucking nowhere by airplane routes and constellations, I'm sure the FAA could probably figure out where this dumb asshole was going, and what mountains he crashed into, considering there was only 2 possible locations nearby.
So if we take a look at the
oh my god,
flight,
what am I looking at?
What the fuck? He said that his destination.
Oh my god, Jesus, fuck.
Up here. So this is where he started. This is there.
We're in the mainframe.
I felt like I needed to say something. A lot of other people have questions too.
That's another thing I noticed. The actual pilot community is for some reason like the most respectful and nicest community of all time that I've ever seen on the internet. Like, in the comments before he disabled them, all the pilots that knew this was bullshit, they were like, well, there's a lot of inconsistencies with what I'm seeing here. I'd like to trust you, and I think against my better judgment I will, but here's everything that's clearly wrong about everything here. And even this guy's video, which is basically an exposed video, amounts to him just saying, like, yeah, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's probably just, about a lot of weird things happening. Yeah, plain people just seem super nice. And this exposed video is so big brain, I couldn't even understand half of the things he used to debunk the bullshit. Voice crack. Bullshit. For me, I knew it was garbage when someone sent it to me, and the first thing the dude did was just bail out of the plane like it was fucking GTA. He tried no troubleshooting at all from a cruising altitude where he had plenty of time to at least try and like restart the engine or like glide it to a landing nearby or anything. He's just like, yep, I'm fucking out. Peace. And then he has also one of the worst actors I've seen in a minute when he's like hiking through the place. He's like, freaking, oh my gosh, the freaking universe just saved me. The freaking universe is so good. This is why I always freaking parachute. I wonder if he's actually going to say anything about this at any point. I would imagine probably not, but he's kept the video up, so I wonder what's going to come from it. Again, it's a serious crime, like a very serious crime. Low-key terrorist attack. I mean, it is, yeah, not super wrong. He just bails out of a plane and lets it crash. It could have crashed anywhere. He had no control over where that thing was going to crash, nor who was in the area nearby. And as we just saw in the last video, there's like a whole town that's not far from these mountains. And by not far, I mean they're literally right next to these mountains. Now, I didn't mention this on stream, but it's something I thought of right after ending stream. If this video didn't have the plane crash, then what was the purpose of the video? It's basically just a video of a guy flying his plane and then landing it. I guess the draw of the video could have been spreading his friend's ashes, but that's a very personal thing and not exactly like a viral piece of content. And Trevor's channel is full of nothing but extreme moments, like all of his piloting ones have like scary stories or taking people up that are very afraid, and it's all very like exciting stuff. Whereas if this video didn't have the plane crash, it's literally just him flying and then landing. And this has a sponsor on it. Sponsors typically want to be on a piece of content they're confident would perform well. A video where Trevor just flies and lands isn't exactly going to be something that really fucking pops off in the algorithm or anything like that. But a plane crash, well, that has the potential to really get wacky, and especially for a sponsorship, it'd be something they'd be confident in doing well. And I'm sure Trevor would have come up with a plan to make the content more exciting, considering all of his other content is, like, over the top. Whereas this one would have just been flying and landing. So it just seems really out of character, and there could be merit to that argument where, because it was a sponsorship, Trevor felt like he needed to do something bigger, so he came up with this plan of crashing the plane. Again, all of this could be completely genuine. Maybe all of this is real, the plane really malfunctioned, there was no saving it, so he bailed out. But with everything pointed out by the actual pilots in the community, as well as everything they were able to uncover, it seems unlikely. It seems more like this was a stunt to generate views and interest in his channel and content, which is pretty fucked up if that is the case. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this. That's about it. See ya.